Good morning and welcome to a dark and blustery day here in Bray. It's hard to believe that in a few short weeks the hour that we gained has yet again gone from us. And at 7 o'clock in the morning, as the town of Bray begins to awaken, darkness once again enfolds us. And so it is important that we have light this morning. It is also important that we have something to help us to focus our thoughts as we continue to examine what it means to be church in a very different and often difficult time. I want to show you one of my little treasures. I don't know if you can see it very clearly there. It's a telescope, very handy for seeing you, of course not so much in this light. And what a telescope does is it helps you to focus in and to see things in much more clearer detail. And the story I want to tell you this morning is a story about Peter and John in those very, very early days of the church as they made their way into the temple for a 3 o'clock service. Everybody was gathering for prayer and for fellowship and worship together. And as they were going in, they met a man who was being carried in by some friends. He was being carried because he was not able to walk himself. He was crippled. And as they carried him in, as they did each day, they brought him to a gate into the temple called Beautiful. And here he used to sit day by day and ask for money and ask for help. And so it was on that day that he was brought in as Peter and John just arrived. And he looked up at them and wondered, would these people be generous going in to their time of prayer and service? Peter and John did something very interesting. They looked at him. Now you might say, well, that wasn't so interesting. We all look at each other. But I wonder, do we? Very often we look, but we don't actually see. We look through people. We don't see them for who they really are. We don't see beyond what's presented. Maybe limitations, maybe anxiety, maybe stress, maybe fear, maybe anger. And we are focused on that rather than the true person within. But something in this man made Peter and John stop and stare intently. They looked very closely at him. And I like to think that they looked at him with more than their own eyes. They looked at him with their eyes, but they also looked at him through God's eyes. And they saw a child of God who was in need of help. And the man really thought, well, these people are looking at me. They must be intending to give me some money. And he asked him, have you anything you can give me to help me? And Peter said to him, I don't have gold, I don't have silver, but that which I have, I want to give to you. In the name of Jesus Christ, get up and walk. And he did. Remarkably, he got up and he walked and he stretched and he moved and he danced and he just got so excited because this man for many years had limitations imposed upon him. Whereas now he was free from those limitations and free for others to see him as he truly was. And he started to go into the temple with them to join them in prayer. And people are saying, what's going on? This is the man who's always begging, who can't walk. What's happened? What's happened? And the excitement and the thrill as he begins to tell them that he had been healed in the name of Jesus. And at the end of the story, there's a lovely line where we're told that the man clung to Peter and John. He was so thankful for what had happened. He had yet to learn that it wasn't they who had healed him. It was actually Jesus. But he wanted what they had. He wanted what he saw in them to be in his own life too. And that's what it comes to us in a way to hunger for an awareness of God's presence, to be able to see others and circumstances through God's eyes, not just through our own fears, and to be free to enjoy life, even now. Even with everything that's going on, there is nothing to stop us actually getting the best out of each and every day, because each day is still a gift. Thank you.